Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and realizing that nothing is missing. Not because your bank account suddenly exploded overnight, not because someone handed you $1 million. But because deep inside, you stopped feeling poor. Now before you click away, hear me out. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money while unknowingly reinforcing the feeling of not having enough. They say things like, "I'll be happy when I make more, I'll feel secure when I reach 6 figures, I'll finally relax when I pay off all my debt." And without realizing it, they're training themselves to live in a permanent state of waiting. They're waiting for permission, waiting for security, waiting for abundance. Waiting for life to begin, but what if that's backward? What if the feeling you're waiting for is actually the cause, not the result? Think about it. Every wealthy person you admire doesn't just have money. They have a relationship with money, a way of thinking, a way of feeling, and a way of moving through life. And that relationship started long before the money appeared, because money is attracted to certainty the way people are attracted to confidence. Today, I'm going to show you how to feel like you already have money, even if your current reality says otherwise. And no, this isn't about pretending. It's not about lying to yourself. It's not about looking at an empty bank account and convincing yourself you're a billionaire. It's about something far more powerful. It's about changing the emotional atmosphere you live in every day, because your life follows your dominant emotional state. Let's begin. The first secret: stop measuring your life through lack. Most people wake up and immediately begin counting what's missing: not enough money, not enough opportunities, not enough success, not enough time, not enough freedom. Their attention becomes a spotlight pointed directly at absence. And whatever you consistently focus on expands in your awareness. Imagine walking into a room and searching for red objects. Within seconds, you'll notice dozens of them. Now imagine spending years searching for evidence that you don't have enough money. You'll find it everywhere: a bill, a price tag, a social media post, a luxury car, or a vacation photo. Everywhere you look becomes proof of lack. But here's the question: what if you started measuring your life through what already exists? The roof above your head, the device you're watching this on, the knowledge you've gained, the skills you've developed, the relationships you've built, the opportunities available to you right now. This isn't gratitude as a trendy habit. This is mental positioning. Because someone who feels wealthy notices resources. Someone who feels poor notices shortages. It's the same world viewed through a different lens. And your lens determines your experience. The second secret: become familiar with the feeling. Most people have a strange relationship with wealth. They want it desperately, but emotionally it feels foreign. Think about that. If wealth feels unfamiliar, your mind treats it like a stranger. And people naturally return to what feels familiar, even if that familiar place is struggle. This is why some people earn more money and somehow end up back where they started. The numbers changed, but the identity didn't. So how do you make wealth feel familiar? You begin rehearsing the feeling. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine every financial concern you've been carrying suddenly dissolving. Not next year, not someday, but right now. How would your shoulders feel? How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you breathe? Notice something important: the feeling comes first, the circumstances come second. Most people believe the circumstances create the feeling. But your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a physically observed one. This is why elite athletes mentally rehearse victory before stepping onto the field. They are making success emotionally familiar. You can do the same. Not with numbers, with feelings: peace, security, freedom, confidence, relief. Practice feeling them now. The third secret: wealth has a different energy than neediness. Have you ever noticed how desperation pushes opportunities away? Whether it's in business, relationships, or money, people can feel it. Neediness communicates one thing: I don't have enough, and life tends to echo back whatever message you're constantly broadcasting. Meanwhile, confidence communicates something entirely different. It says, I'm okay. I'm capable. I trust myself. Notice that confidence doesn't require proof. It's a decision, a posture, a state of being. People who feel wealthy don't cling. They choose. They don't chase every opportunity out of fear. They evaluate, they decide, they move with intention. This doesn't mean becoming careless. It means replacing desperation with trust, trust in your ability to create, trust in your ability to adapt, trust in your ability to recover. Real wealth begins there. The fourth secret: upgrade your internal conversations. Listen carefully to the voice inside your head because it's shaping your future more than you realize. Many people spend years repeating phrases like, "I can't afford that. Money is hard to make, everything is getting worse, I'm behind, people like me never get ahead." Every repetition strengthens a mental pathway. Eventually, these statements stop sounding like opinions. They sound like facts, but they're not facts. They're habits, and habits can change. What happens if you replace "I can't afford that" with "how could I afford that"? Suddenly your mind shifts from limitation to possibility. What happens if you replace "I'm broke" with "I'm building"? Different identity, different emotional state, different future. Words are not magic, but they direct attention, and attention shapes action. The fifth secret: start living from the future version of you. This might be the most powerful idea in this entire video. Most people make decisions based on who they have been. But transformation happens when you make decisions based on who you're becoming. Ask yourself, how would the version of me who feels financially free think today? How would they handle stress? How would they spend their time? What would they learn? Who would they surround themselves with? How would they respond to setbacks? Now here's the important part: you don't need to copy their lifestyle. You copy their mindset. Anyone can buy expensive things. But wealth isn't expensive things, wealth is an internal condition. It's calmness under pressure, it's clarity amid uncertainty, it's believing in your capacity to create value. When you start acting from that identity, your choices begin changing. And your choices eventually create new outcomes. The sixth secret: stop worshiping money. This may sound strange, but many people secretly put money on a pedestal. They treat it like a powerful force that controls their happiness. They believe, when money arrives, life begins, but the moment you place something above yourself, you surrender power to it. Money is a tool, nothing more. It's useful, important, powerful, but still a tool. A hammer is useful, a computer is useful, money is useful. The moment you stop treating money like a savior, you become more relaxed around it, and paradoxically, that's when your relationship with it improves, because now you're not emotionally dependent on it. You're simply learning how to use it effectively. The seventh secret: create evidence. Feeling wealthy doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means training your mind to recognize your ability. Every day, collect evidence that you're capable. Learn a new skill, finish a project, solve a problem, help someone, create something, improve something. Each action becomes proof, and confidence grows through evidence, not empty affirmations, evidence. The more proof you collect, the easier it becomes to trust yourself, and self-trust is one of the foundations of financial growth because opportunities often require courage before they provide rewards. The final secret: live as if life is working with you. Most people move through life expecting resistance, expecting disappointment, and expecting things to go wrong, and because that's their expectation, they notice every confirmation. But imagine waking up tomorrow with a different assumption. What if life is working with me? What if opportunities are already moving toward me? What if solutions exist that I haven't seen yet? What if today's challenge contains tomorrow's breakthrough? Notice how that perspective changes your energy immediately. You become curious instead of fearful, open instead of closed, creative instead of reactive, and when your state changes, your actions change.